Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Master Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. I hope you're in the mood to be entertained and to have a good time with us, because that's what we do all the time on this Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. It's been a beautiful day here along the coast. You know, I love the coast. Those of you who watch the show, I am an ocean person, very zen when at the ocean. We are just a couple blocks from the ocean right now in the greater New York area, between New York and Boston, along the beautiful and historic southern New England coast. It is 79 degrees and sunny, although it was like 93 earlier today, big heat wave. I hope it's nice wherever you are watching around the world. We are in the thick of summer here in the United States. I know some of you on the opposite side of the globe are entering or already in your winter. So hopefully things are okay where you are. We have viewers that watch from all around the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and points north, south, east, west. And we welcome every single one of you. Thanks so much for joining us here on the program. I am your host, Jim Masters. I do this work professionally in the industry of television, radio, stage, and film. And this is our fun show together as a talk show with lifestyle, entertainment, inspiration, and light, love, levity, and our famous Lovity too. And our viewers call themselves the Lovities, part of our Lovity squad. They call me Mr. Lovity. They call us Lovity Hall. And that's pretty cool, right? Especially we've been through pandemics and all the other crazy stuff going on in the world. A little Lovity is, I think, overdue about now, isn't it? So we started it well over a year ago and 420 episodes ago, which is quite amazing. Thanks for all of the letters, the Instagram messages, the tweets, sharing the links, spreading the love, the joy, telling everybody about our really cool, unique series where we have guests from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, sports, comedy, culinary arts, and then some inspiration. We always have a good time. We celebrate one another. I'm a very interactive host, as I am in my work in television radio. We are so here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Matter of fact, we would love it if you guys would, if you haven't yet, if you have already, thank you so much. If you haven't, give some love or some lovity over to the YouTube channel, which is the channel you're watching right now. And we would absolutely love it if you could subscribe to the channel. It's Jim Masters TV. It's the channel you're watching right now. Just click that red button that says subscribe. That really helps our series as we continue to grow and deliver all this great production and content and inspiration and other cool things, entertainment and levity. So click on that. We welcome you to the show, and all the Lovities who are watching around the world, international audience, we welcome you too. And again, our YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. Share it with everybody you know. Share the links. If you enjoy the show and our series, don't keep it a secret. Tell everybody you know about it. That helps our show continue to grow. It's really cool to have everybody here. You're welcome to comment live during the show. We also have our super chat and our super emojis and super stickers. That is where we get to really super, in a very colorful form, highlight your live comments during the show. And also, I personally thank you for your comments during the live show as well. That's something new YouTube's doing, and it happens only during the live show. As well, we would love it if you could comment. If you love this episode and any of the episodes of our series, JMS Live, drop a comment on the YouTube channel itself. And you can do that live, and you can also do it after the show. Drop a comment and click that thumbs up button, the like button for this episode and video on our YouTube channel. So many of you have been doing that. We really, really thank you. Some of you do it even when the show is on live. And we also welcome those of you who are going to be watching this episode later on when the show isn't live. We generally do our shows live. Our regular hours are 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. But in the summertime, we've been doing 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific live because it's so nice out. We've wanted to, enjoy the daytime. And also, I've been very busy with my professional work as well during the day. My schedule is so crazy that we're doing the 8 in the summertime. David is here. Hey, David, welcome. Or I should say, Mr. Liberace is in the house. David, we'll have to have you come on as a Liberace on the show too. That would be fantastic. Long overdue for that. Welcome, David. Hopefully you all get a chance to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it, my friend. Good to see you. You're, I'm sure, enjoying the 78-degree weather. It's cooled off. Alessandra is here from North Carolina. Your show is freezing for me a little bit. It's freezing on your end. You're freezing where you are? Not sure what's happening. So just try to, if you're freezing, put a blanket on, Alessandra, in North Carolina. Hello, darling Sue from David. Jones says, hi, Jim. Happy to be here. And welcome, Sue, to Levity Hall. Yes, appreciate it. And good stuff, good stuff. Let's see. Check out some more, and then we are going to, what a stunning photo. Ann Kittredge is here. Good to see you, Ann. Ann was also a guest on the show, too. You can see that episode. Jane is here from Sweden. Good to see you once again. Hello, all Lovities. And Jim from Jane. Katie is here. Looking forward to the show. Katie, welcome to the show. Alessandra says, hello, my Lovity family. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well. Good evening, everyone, from Sherry Larson. Merlin is watching in Canada. She's one of our regular faithful Lovities in Ontario. Good to see you, Merlin. Bobby Horowitz, who was also a guest on the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. I love Sue and Jim. What a great program this will be. Sue is the woman I look up to, and I could be her mom. That is so beautiful. Good to see you, Bobby, in New York. And Juanita in South Africa tuning in. Good to see you as well. Hello, Jim and Lovity Squad. Good to see you as well. Juanita, everybody is here. And Sue the Lovely. How wonderful. Absolutely. Crystal is in Connecticut. Hi, Jim and Lovities. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to an exciting show with amazing music and Lovity. Absolutely. I'm so excited for the show. Anne is here. Hello, everyone. Great to be here live. We are here as well. You've got a tornado just east of you in Barrie, Ontario. Well, be safe, Merlin, there in Canada. Kathleen, hey, Jim. Hi, everyone. Hope it was a good day. Good to see you. I know you're not working with the Mets. She works with the New York Mets baseball team, my team. And they're not on tonight, so she gets to watch our show live. And Kathleen and I were actually on the Rachel Ray show together. Good stuff. Everybody's here and everybody's having a good time. Just checking in. Keep the comments coming. Don't forget, you can also comment on our YouTube channel as well. Hey, David, share the link. Everybody share. Yes, share. The link, our YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. Subscribe, share, view, enjoy, and watch the over 420 episodes we've done already, 7 days a week live, which is amazing. You're welcome, Katie. And good stuff. Jen is in Pennsylvania having pizza while watching. Yum, that sounds good. Lori says, love me some Sue Matsuki. Love it. Good stuff. And David says, love your show always. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. There's a lot of people who quietly watch our show too, and they'll watch it later in the archives and so much more. It's so cool to have you guys here. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. And we are going to welcome our very special guest. Now, Sue is a true talent and a wonderful person, beautiful inside and out. And we have so many, she watches our show often. Matter of fact, she was commenting about some of the episodes that she watched recently. She's a big fan of the Jim Masters Show Live, and we appreciate that. And I've been wanting to have her come on the show, and she wanted to pop on the show as well. So we're glad to have her here. And I love this photo. Of all the different photos, there's just something about her expression and just the look and that beautiful red. I mean, she's looking stunning there, but she always does. She gives it her all. She's a true entertainer, managing partner, co-editor, reviewer, and columnist. Sue's views for an online entertainment magazine, cabaret-hotspot.com, teaches classes in cabaret and jazz performance. Matter of fact, she's been teaching recently as well over at Fordham. Lyric Connection, jazz phrasing, and the business of self-producing and self-promotion. She's the producer of Urban Stages, Winter Rhythms, the annual show, producing 20 shows over 20 days with over 200 performers. She co-authored her first book, So You Want to Sing Cabaret, which is available at Amazon. She also hosts a monthly jazz brunch open mic, does a monthly supper club gig at West Bank as well. Artistically, Sue is a multi-award-winning singer-songwriter. Her most cherished awards come from winning the 2020 Bistro Award for Outstanding Jazz Collaboration, celebrating her 25th year of working with Gregory Torian, getting her poster up on the Wall of Fame for How's That for Openers on the 33rd 33rd anniversary of singing at Don't Tell Mama in New York City and being selected personally by the late Julie Wilson as the very first 2004 Julie Wilson Award recipient given by the Mabel Mercer Foundation. She is also an 11-time MAC Award nominee and 3-time winner in 7 different categories as well. Really incredible. The 35-year veteran cabaret jazz singer and comedian has played legendary jazz clubs from Birdland to the Iridium, Sweet Rhythm, and of course, Carnegie Hall, and so much more. She's just extraordinary. Her CDs are extraordinary. She has beautiful Christmas material. Christine Lavin, too. Remember we had Christine Lavin on the show? We love her. She's a super talent. If you didn't see that episode, you should check that out as well, gang. She's collaborated with her on projects as well. Without further ado, I can go on and on about how terrific she is and how excited we are to have her here on the show. And she's quite excited herself to be here. So why don't we just welcome her in her beautiful cabaret atmosphere? I mean, we got all the colors going on our set, and so does Sue. Hey, Sue, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Jim, I'm exhausted by my own introduction.
Isn't that amazing? And that's the condensed list.
Who is that? Who is that?
Yeah, well, I ran it through Mom, and your mom gave the thumbs up.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Oh. And thank you, everyone, for being here and all the levities. I'm happy to be part of your group for now. So it's really awesome. Thank you.
Oh, not just for now. Once you're in for life.
You're in for life, friend. Right?
You are in for life. That's it. Jane, here's some of that Lovity wave coming your way.
Yay,
Lovity
Jane.
Sue, welcome from Jane, who's watching in Sweden, where it's late into the hour.
Jim, I'm half Swedish. I am. I'm Swedish and French. So, hi, Jane.
Guess what? I'm English, Irish on my dad's side, and I'm English, Swedish, and French on my mother's side.
We could be related somewhere. Who knows?
Well, you never know, because you've got relatives from Connecticut as well, and New England. And my grandmother, Hilma, came from Gothenburg, Sweden. They settled in Boston, and she was a princess, part of the Swedish royal family, and they lived in a castle, and the castle is still in Sweden on my mother's side of the family.
My grandmother was Helga. So
see?
Oh my God, this is scary.
I think there's some connection.
My goodness.
Oh, wow. That's it. So you're going to sing in Swedish for us tonight, or
No,
French?
No. I can talk and pretend like I can speak Swedish, but that's about it. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Now I have a hankering for Swedish meatballs.
There you go. I make good ones.
Oh, yeah. Crystal says, hi, Sue. Welcome to Lovely Hall. She's actually in Connecticut. And Kathleen Walker's in New York City says, welcome, Sue. And Juanita is in South Africa. Welcome to the show, Sue.
I see my sister's up in Windham, Connecticut. She's on, and several of my singing friends are on. So thanks for coming in. And
which one is your sister?
Anne-Marie Hettinger's my sister.
Welcome, Anne-Marie. Auntie Sue.
She's probably got my grandnephews watching with her.
Oh, that's fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. And David says you might be related. You never know, right?
You never know. And you should have David Mayoko on the show. I just did a show up in Connecticut with him in Norwalk. And when I walked out on stage and there's Liberace sitting at the piano, you just lose that it's
a double
Liberace.
Take, right? A double take.
Awesome. So I can now say that Liberace played for me. Woohoo.
Last time I saw David, actually, speaking of David, was at another David's house. Everybody's, it's a small world. Our friends, David Friedman and Sean Monica.
Sean, yeah, they're good friends of mine as well. Yeah.
So, and David was there, and it was one of the holiday gatherings that they do so beautifully there. Jane welcomes you as well, and Mary Bishop welcomes you too. She is in Florida, sunny Florida, and of course Bobby Horowitz we saw was here as well. And
Babala, I love my Babala.
So. Speaking of love and all this lovity, how have you been, and how have you been doing during the craziness of what has been truly an unprecedented time? And, things are looking up, things are coming together. As long as, we all do what we need to do, and we do it collectively. Right. And how have you been through it all? Christine Clifton welcomes you as well in North Carolina, and Alessandra welcomes you from North Carolina as well.
Thank you, ladies. Well, it's been what it's been for all of us. We remained healthy throughout. We just listened to the advice and followed it, and are still cautious. We're older, so we have to be careful health-wise, but very grateful. And then the other part of it was like I kept so busy during the whole COVID thing that I learned all this new technology that I would never have forced myself to learn otherwise. I
Yeah.
performed a lot online. Are you getting a little echo somewhere?
No, nothing.
Okay, that
Sounds
might just
good.
be here. I'll just take one of these out. But yeah, so I kept very busy. I
Are you
learned a
hearing
lot.
yourself in stereo?
I think I might be hearing myself in your room or something. So, but I'll just
Oh,
ignore
you're
me.
playing two rooms tonight.
I'll just ignore me. I do that often. Just ignore myself. But I was also one of the first ones to come back and start singing live. And I started in April. And my choices were to sing at West Bank and Pangea because both rooms have open air, like the front windows open up. So initially they had the partitions, they had the windows open. There was fresh air flowing through. We wore our masks when we walked through. When we walked through the restaurant and everything. So, but singing live, I thought it was going to be more like for me. Singing's never really for me; it's for the audience. But when you come back from something like that, I thought, oh, good, this is going to be so much fun getting up on stage. But I looked out at the audience and I realized, oh my goodness, this is the first time they're sitting together, having dinner together, and it's to come to see me, and it became so special just to be part of being back together again after being in isolation for so long. So I got very welled up by the fact that all these people were together in front of me. It was wonderful. Really
Isn't
wonderful.
that amazing too, when you really think about it? All the time that has passed and all of the, the lack of being able to get together and as a performer, that can really have side effects. There's been a lot who have had, things like anxiety and depression, stuff like that, because they're not able to get out there and engage. They've done online stuff, but they still need to be out there and hear the roar of the crowd and be engaged. How about you? Have you been able to stay busy and stay connected? I know you and I were chatting before we went live on air, and you said you've been extremely busy lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Lately, I mean, I have a steady gig every second Sunday at Pangea, which is an open mic. And Gregory Troyan and I have been together for 25 years. And we had an open mic at Pangea prior to COVID. And we did 3 shows that were sold out. And so we just picked up where we left off. And the people down there were just awesome. We were one of their first calls and said, hey, let's come back and do this. And we've had sold out shows every single time. Singers are coming in, getting up and singing. We have a very, very safe environment to sing. Try new material out. You get to work with a pianist and a bass player. And I do this little like mini lesson on how to lead a band before the open mic begins for anyone who, doesn't know the rules and how to talk to the band and stuff like that. So that's been a lot of fun. And then I'm teaching, and then the minute like Pangea stops, and I have my last Friday of the month, I'm working at West Bank. So I've done with that set. And now I have to put again another 2 sets for the next gig. So it's just every day I'm in my office doing something to prepare. And then I have 3 hours a day for 3 days a week for 5 weeks, teaching physically at Fordham and prepping for that and physically being away from my office. So Mama tired.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were
But
saying
you make me sound lazy, Jim. I'm sorry. 420 shows, is it? Wow.
Yeah, I know. It gets a little interesting because I'm busy in the day with my television and radio work, and then this show that we started, the Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series, literally has become like a full-time job because I host it, I produce it. I mean, I do the whole thing. So it does become a real full-time job and a blessing. I love every second of it. You know how that is. I love
I'm not
engaging.
complaining. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, communal, and love to feed off the energy of others and give it back and entertain. And we're storytellers, right? Communicators. That's
Absolutely.
what we do.
Yeah.
That is what we do. You grew up in Connecticut.
I did.
What were some of those early influences for little Sue when she was running around the house, banging pots and pans and using her the soup spoon or the spaghetti spoon or the ladle as her microphone?
You knew.
I did my
Actually,
research.
I produced many of what I called a talent-free talent show in my 2-car garage.
Talent-free.
Talent-free talent show, because I knew I was better than the other kids. So, I could win on. So we'd have the shower curtain, and I'd make my dad take the car out of the garage so we can have a stage. But I actually started as a dancer. I was a ballet dancer, a point dancer for a while, and then I did jazz, and then I went to ballroom. And I was always afraid to sing, although I was singing in church all the time. So I knew I had a voice, and I got solos in church, but I was never really had the confidence to sing. Or I did community theater and had to audition for that, and probably my youngest memory is the Little Miss Hamilton Park contest. And I am technically still Little Miss Hamilton Park because I scandalized everybody. We were taught a song. My mom taught me a song. We sang up on a picnic table. I think I was 5 or 6. And my mom's best friend, Willa Maya, used to watch us when my mother worked. And Willa Maya loved Ella Fitzgerald. And that was the start of my heart music and my jazz chops. And so I used to listen to all these great ladies. And Ella was my favorite. So Willa Maya used to put me up on the table with a potato masher. And it was a potato masher. Yeah, and I used to sing to the potato masher, and she'd get the biggest kick out of me. So they enter me in this Little Miss Hamilton Park contest. And my mom teaches me a song called The Boy I Love. And it was very 50s, very sweet. But I decided to sing an Ella Fitzgerald song. And I sang Love for Sale. Appetizing young love for sale. And my mother was horrified. She's under the table waiting for social services. Willa Maya, forget it, just laughing the whole thing. And I think that my cracking up Willa Maya was what gave me the oomph for performance. I made this lady who I loved so much laugh. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that was probably the start of it. And then there were talent shows at the park, and I was always first runner up. I said someday I'm going to do a show called Always a Bridesmaid, Never a Bride, because I was always first runner up, never won anything. And it was lots of lessons.
Other talent within that family?
My brother Peter sings and plays harmonica. My father played harmonica in a blues band. He was tall and dashing and rode a motorcycle, and he kind of looked like Chuck Connors. I always thought he kind of looked like Chuck Connors. Yeah. And my mom sang like a church lady. She had a pretty voice, but it was that very vibrato church kind of lady's voice, But I remembered singing when we lived in the projects after my mom and my dad were divorced, and my brother and I lived in the projects. I remembered sitting on the back stoop, and I had to be like 5. And we used to sing If I Had a Hammer, Trini Lopez, If I Had a Hammer, with this neighbor who had a guitar. And I remember doing harmonies then as a little kid, and I wasn't taught them. I just went to them, So I guess I had a lot of music around me. I just didn't know that that's what I wanted to do. That's why these kids that I'm teaching, these 20-year-old millennials, I'm so happy for them that they know this is what they want to do at that age, because they can focus their energies on it. I was drawing, I was dancing, I was churching, I was this, I was that. I didn't really know what I wanted to be, but these guys know what they want to be, and they can really be direct in how they get to those goals. So I'm very proud of them, and I'm really happy for them. And I wish I had that when I was their age.
Well, you still, you're inspiring the young minds in a beautiful, long-lasting way, and that's an amazing thing, right? Because I had asked you before we went live on the air, what are your favorite things? And you said singing and then teaching. Teaching is right behind, near and dear to your heart, right, Sue? Mm-hmm.
It is. I've come to that realization. My second favorite thing to do is to teach, because also perpetuating the Great American Songbook and keeping the genre of cabaret alive. Like outside of New York and maybe San Fran and LA and Florida, parts of Texas, people, you say cabaret, they think it's a dirty men's club or the movie. They have no reference of this being this kind of intimate alternative format of live entertainment in a club with very high level talent. But unfortunately, because clubs have different and varying levels of talent, you go into 54 Below or Birdland, you're going to get A+ talent always. But you go into some of the smaller clubs where I started and had to get my chops. Someone saw me 35 years ago when I started, they wouldn't see the singer I was today. So there's got to be those clubs where we can hone our craft. There's got to be these open mics where we can come and make mistakes, freedom freedom of not being judged or anything. Otherwise, you don't get to where you want to be. So for that part of it, I'm really proud of. I feel like I teach in the open mics too. I teach by example. I teach by creating a safe place for them to come sing. If someone's nervous, I touch their back or put the mic close to their mouth, and they take a breath, and they do, like this happened just this past Sunday. This guy was very nervous, and I just touched his back, and he looked at me and he kicked it. He killed it. And I was so proud of him. And that's all he needed, to be told, it's okay. It's okay. Just do it. So that makes me proud.
That is so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I like what you say as far as, people's misconceptions about cabaret specifically, always just being that one thing. And you walk in and it's dark and it's smoky, and every song begins, and then somebody walks out, and that whole, not every song starts that way.
No. And not every song in cabaret is the American Songbook anymore. I mean, the cabaret umbrella is enormous now. It's show tunes, it's American Songbook, it's jazz, it's blues, it's pop, it's alternative. Cabaret is an umbrella that incorporates all and various different kinds of genres of music under this great big umbrella. So whatever you want it to be, whatever kind of music speaks to your heart, which I call heart music, is what you do. And, I teach people how to make a diversified program, because people tend to gravitate towards the same songs, but you don't want 14 songs in one show that all sound the same. So you have to do highs and lows. So there's a craft and an art to creating a show, and getting it up on its feet, and finding the right director and the right musical director, because that takes a little time. You interview them like it's a job and see when you're simpatico with somebody. Gregory and I have been together for 25 years. It's like having a dance partner. He goes like this with his wrist or that with his. I know which way he's going. Right. If my voice is compromised, he plays full. If I'm on fire, he pulls back. It's just this language that we've developed as a singer and a musical director for 25 years, going on 27 actually now. That's really a special thing. And people see when we work together that it's not just someone playing for me for hire. They know that there's affection there, that there's a lot of hard work, and there's trust. So
trust is very important, as well as the affection and the hard work. That's what gets you through the ups, the downs, the ins and outs, and the craziness of it all.
And the bad reviews and
all of that stuff.
Was I that bad, really? No.
Put your glasses on, buddy, and put the hearing aid in. I was terrific that night.
At least I thought so.
Yeah. So for you, you look back at all of the incredible things you've done in this 35 plus year career. What was that pivotal moment for you? What was that door opening opportunity that really, or maybe a couple that just happened to get the steam rolling and that train on the track for you, Sue, early on in the career?
There were several, starting with, I was singing at the Village Gate in the sidewalk. I mean, it's sadly now like a Duane Reade or something, or Duane Reade's not even existing, like a CVS or whatever. But I have so many memories. I can't even walk on that block anymore because I have so many memories of singing there. And I met this wonderful woman that many of our viewers who are my friends will know, Trudy Mann. And Trudy became like my cabaret mom and taught me by example, taught me how to have a woman's voice, taught me how to choose great songs, taught me how to interpret a lyric. And whenever I made Trudy proud, it made me feel like I had raised my own personal bar just a little notch up. And then from Trudy was one of the ones that recommended that I try cabaret. And I then met Sidney Meyer. Sidney Meyer is everyone's
legend in
best
the industry.
Friend, legendary Sidney Meyer. I mean, he's been booking. And before that, Panache. And so Sidney, I remember back in the day, y'all, young people out there, we had to actually interview, and I call it interview. We had to actually audition live. Yeah. So I'll never forget that day. I go on stage. This other guy, it wasn't Gregory at the time, was playing for me. And I sang, "I'm a Fool to Love You." And there was so much vibrato, you could have driven a truck through it. It's like, "I'm a fool to love you.
To love you.
I was so scared." And from the back of the room, I heard that very distinctive. "Susan, darling, it's just me. Just take a breath and sing. And sing, So took a breath and sang. And for whatever reason, I don't know that I would have booked me from that audition. But Sidney saw something in me and saw that I got back up and did it again. And he booked me. And, So that was my start of my 33 years working at on and off, of course, at Don't Tell Mama. Julie Wilson. I met her in Alaska. I never knew her in New York. We were both in Alaska at the Fairbanks Summer Arts Festival, and she was teaching the Cabaret course, and I was there singing with other groups and stuff like that. And so I met her and I took her class, and she was just beyond stunningly beautiful, a taskmaster and a hard teacher. She didn't let you get away with anything. She had a real sticking point about diction. She even in the quote that she gave me, she mentioned my good diction. So, because that's very important to a jazz singer, have good diction. But then when she, a couple years later, selected me to be the first recipient of an award that was going to be given in her name by the Mabel Mercer Foundation, that just, to me, I don't care what it did to the community, and I don't know what it did to the community. I don't know if they said, "Ooh, she must be special. She's Julie Wilson Award winner." I don't think that happened. But I think, to me, her sanction said to me, "I see something in you, and please don't quit, and please stay in there," because she knew at the time I was really on the fence about wanting to keep doing this. It's hard. You take a lot of lumps, and a lot of your peers move forward before you, and you're not ever saying why them. I never say why them, but I always say why not me. And that was a hard period. And Julie was there for me through that and kept me in the business. And then from there was Jan Wallman. I have these 5 women that are just been my mentors for the whole time here. Jan Wallman owned Jan Wallman's Jazz Club. It was a very famous club right over by the Algonquin.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to play.
The Algonquin kid.
Oh, there, Michael Colby. I know Michael well. So Jan had me sing at her club like a week before it closed. So I had the credit of singing at her club. And I did one set that was predominantly showy tunes. And then I did one set that was kind of jazzy standards. And I'll never forget it, after which she goes, "Stick to the standards. It's your heart music. Stick to the standards." So I was like, okay, I can't sing show music, evidently. No. And then finally there was Marilyn May. Over the past couple years, Marilyn May, again, I've worked with her one-on-one and I've taken classes, but it's more the example that she sets on stage. She's 93 years old and she can still kick her head above her leg, and she's just phenomenal. So the thought of me being 63 and still doing this, I'm a baby compared to her and Julie. You know what I mean? So it gives me hope that I can still do this and keep going and growing and giving to others the way they gave to me.
When you turn 63, we'll have you back on and you can update us on things.
Yeah, 20 years from now. Yeah.
Right, of course.
No.
So,
November.
I guess it's funny.
So have you ever had a woman on your show tell you their age? You seem surprised.
No, Marion Ross was on 2 weeks ago, I think, 92, Marion Ross.
Yeah.
And she just flew to Albert Lee, Minnesota, because they dedicated a bronze statue in her hometown to her. And she had said that it was going to be the last time that she'd be obviously making that trip. But really amazing. Time flies, but if you're having a good time and you're inspiring people and you're empowering them and you're entertaining them and doing all the things that fill your heart and fill your soul, and also taking them away from maybe the chaos and troubles of the day. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it, Sue?
It is. And I kind of feel like that the baton that was passed from Trudy to me, then Julie, and, all these women gave me this baton, trusting that I would do what they did for me. And I feel a real sense of, not obligation, of love and devotion to continue that in their name and their memory for everything they've done for me. So if the community feels that I've given to them, and I know a lot of people have given me that feedback and saying that they appreciate that there's the open mic, they appreciate that it's a safe place and stuff like that, then I feel, again, proud that I'm doing my ladies proud.
As well, too, in addition to what we're talking about, you have a lot of different hats that you're wearing, too, which I think is really great. As a writer, as a producer, tell us about some of that other behind the scenes stuff that people might not be as aware of as they are as the out front singer and songwriter and performer. So,
So I started writing for Stu Hamstra. He
oh yeah,
was known to many of us. He actually was the first one to start writing like a cabaret newsletter, and that turned into an online thing called Cabaret Hotspot on Cabaret Hotline online. And I wrote my column, Sue's Views, for him, and it was a lot of like protocol things. It was a lot of open mic protocol. You don't overstay your welcome. You don't do a medley. You don't chat up the host unless the host chats you up. So just kind of like helpful hints from someone who's been doing it for a long time to kind of keep them from making some of the mistakes I made when I first started doing this. And then it was the past couple years during COVID, this past year, I've done a lot on how to set up physically, how to perform live, how to test your vocals are even with your tracks and stuff like that. So whatever topic popped up, I would just write a column about it. And then from that, my friend and my co-writer, David Sabella, David was already a writer and a contributor to this 20-book series called So You Want to Sing. So it's So You Want to Sing Cabaret, So You Want to Sing Blues, So You Want to Sing Contemporary Music, So You Want to Sing. There's 20 books in the series. We were commissioned to be the last book in the series. Now, when I say we, it was David. David had a chapter in the previous book, the 19th book, and he was writing about, he's one of the most sought after vocal coaches in the city. And he's also got another degree in the technical aspects of healing a voice if say a singer is having trouble. So he's a fascinating human being. So he was commissioned, but he had only just started in Cabaret. He has Broadway credits. He was the original Little Miss Mary Sunshine in Chicago. And so he had Broadway credits, but he had just started into Cabaret. So our mutual friend, I know you know Richard Skipper, 6 Degrees from Richard Skipper. Richard suggested that David talked to me because I had my finger on the pulse of Cabaret. So David and I met at his house a couple times. I brought him a couple of the worksheets that I had created for classes that I was teaching up in Connecticut at UConn for senior citizens. I loved that. I taught from 70 to like 94.
Yeah.
Oh,
on the Stores campus?
Yep. No, actually in Waterbury.
The Waterbury campus.
The Waterbury campus. And it was called OLLI, the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. So it's for senior people to get them out of their houses and come into UConn to actually get all made up and socialize. And they had classes on everything, poetry, and they decided to try Cabaret.
Very nice.
So I had these worksheets. So I sat with David, and by the third session, he realized that I was going to be contributing 7 or 8 chapters on the how-to part of the Cabaret. And then he said, well, would you mind doing the interview with Sidney Meyer? Would you mind doing this? So then it turned out to be almost half of the book. So then, and again, Jim, I've never had anyone do this before in my life. He went to the publishers and said, she's really contributed half of this book. We need to make her a co-author. How awesome was that? I mean, I was never going to be an author. And I will never forget that. From David on David's part.
It's beautiful. Huh?
Just to acknowledge my contribution to what was going to make him look really good and hopefully me really good with him. But, I was going to have my name on a couple chapters, and now I am an author of a book, and now I'm teaching from that book, which I couldn't have anticipated that. And the book was released during COVID, so that was very difficult.
Yes.
So I think you saw that we did a 90-minute book release show that was supposed to be at Green Room 42.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Andrea Marcovici, Steve Ross, Karen Mason, Natalie Douglas, Jeff Harnard, Katie Sullivan. We had all the big names in Cabaret willing to come do a live show with us and have us do this kind of interview format, similar to what you're doing, but with them, have them sing, talk about the book, talk about their chapter and their interview. And then that all went kaput with COVID. So Lena Katrakis, one of our interviewees in the book, and also an amazing director, singer, performer, recording artist. Lena is everything. She happened to have a boyfriend who was an engineer, now her fiance. And we decided to do this show virtually. So we created this virtual book release show that was 90 minutes that says what Cabaret is and what Cabaret isn't. So it's the show that would have been at Green Room 42 Live in a virtual format. So yes, these are all the different books. And I'm actually working on a companion workbook with all the worksheets that I now use for my classes, that people can, just get in conjunction with the book. So, so that's all the writing stuff. And I continue to write. Oh yeah, that's my Broadway.
I like that. Tell us about that.
Well, this is coming up in the fall. This was also booked, and I was going to make my debut at the Beach Cafe on the Upper East Side, and COVID killed it. I think we all went inside right after March because I won the Bistro Award in March.
Congratulations!
And then 2 days later, everything shut down.
Yes.
So this Broadway show is Broadway tunes, which I don't normally do, but done my way, with Gregory Toroyan's amazing arrangements. So they're jazzy, or there's songs that I would never be cast to sing, or there's songs that were actually pulled from original shows, from Broadway shows that people didn't realize were actually originally in the show. So it's just a different concept, and also done just with a different take or flair on my part, because of course I'd never probably ever be cast to do any of those roles. So that's coming up in September, October, November. The last one's on November 20th, which is my birthday. So we're going to have cupcakes.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. You were talking about this too earlier, right?
And this is every second Sunday. Anyone out there, any of you folks who want to come sing who are in the New York area, Connecticut, or the Environs, as we like to say, we're there every second Sunday. From 12 to 1 is the actual open mic. And you just bring 2 copies of one sheet of music that you know like the back of your hand. And we draw, to be fair, we draw names from a hat, because I never want anyone to feel like I'm selectively choosing them or not choosing them. So we choose names from a hat. And then if, say, there's 4 or 5 names left over, we bring them over to the following week and let them sing first. And then we go back to choosing from the hat, to try to keep things all even, and also to just try to keep it balanced on who gets to sing every week. But I have to tell you, the level of talent that's been coming in there, oh my goodness. Last week, that could have been a show at a major club. We had so many great singers, so many great singers.
People are dying to get back out too, right?
They are. Yeah. And then Gregory, the band, and I do a set. And then we have 3 from the open mic singers. We choose 3 special guests, and then they get to do a 3-song arc as part of one of the sets. So we do give a benefit to those people who come and are loyal followers, to then have a benefit of maybe getting a spotlight, So that's the format of that.
That's great. It gives people an opportunity to express themselves and connect, and maybe even sort of reignite that enthusiasm for and that passion for what they do and they love so much, and maybe they haven't done it in a while, and just sort of tweak and fine tune and hone those skills and talents, and get those juices flowing again, right?
It's really weird, because the first gig I did in April at West Bank, I was physically self-conscious, not vocally, because I had been singing the whole time. So my voice was in good shape, but I was like touching the mic, and, you forget to just stay still. You forget the mic is your friend. And, so it was weird. And I'm seeing that with some of my seasoned singers coming into the open mic. By the end of the song, they're fine. But that initial little nerves are there. And so I think that these open mics, and Jim Caruso's back with Cast Party on Monday nights, Susie Mosher's back with the lineup on Tuesday nights at Birdland, so those are giving us a chance. I'm going to be on Susie Mosher's show on the 27th, and that's always a blast. But those are scarier, higher level gigs. Like Cast Party is a trio, so if you're not used to working with a trio, it can be a little intimidating, but you'll get your chops soon enough if you keep going. You'll get
your chops soon enough. And there you go with the book, huh?
Yeah, we got some great reviews. Cheetah Rivera, Candor and Ebb. Who else was on there? Oh my goodness, we had so many great reviews. Norm was anyway, you can read
Betty
them.
Buckley.
Betty Buckley.
Yeah. Dear Betty Buckley. Yeah. Hope to have her on in the fall.
Betty taught me one of the most important things I've ever learned, and I use it. Betty, I'm sorry if you're watching, I stole it from you, but I always give you credit. She taught me in a class that Cabaret comes down to, I know that you know, that I know, that you know, that I know, that you know, and that's all it is. It's a circle of communication, keeping that loop pure and intimate. And that's what Betty, so all these different teachers and mentors I've worked with have given me something that I've taken to my performance and I've taken to my teaching.
That is fantastic. Speaking of all of that performance, I have some wonderful videos here. You're going to perform live as well. She's going to treat us to some wonderful tunes tonight. And also, we have some fantastic clips here that we want to share. We're going to surprise you as we go along. And then we dig in, put some ice in the glasses, everybody. We got lots of great music here for you with the wonderful Sue Matsuki. It's wonderful to have you here, Sue. And
Thank you, Jim.
It's time to turn on the juice. Yes, let's toast, toast, toast. Cheers.
We're both drinking lemonade.
That's it. We are. We are, I tell you. It was a hot summer day in the Northeast today, right? So back to the lemonade. Here is a nice clip here. You're going to enjoy it, folks. This is the wonderful artistry of Sue. And then we're going to continue our conversation, entertainment right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Take a look.
This is to go along with recent events. No, not that. We're not going there. We're not going there. Not that recent. Some folks say when you fall in love, you lose your appetite. If that's how love makes you feel, baby, listen to what I say, dear. If love makes you give up steak and potatoes, rice, corn, chitlins, and tomatoes, if love makes you give up all those things, I don't want love. Love makes you give up ham and greens, chicken pot pie and lima beans. If love makes you give up all them things, don't want it, I don't want love. Well, I'm here to say to you that I love my bread and my meat. Take a look at me and it's plain to see I'm a gal who likes to eat sweet meat. Love makes you give up steak and tomatoes, eggs so greasy and hash brown potatoes. Love makes you give up stuff like that. Oh no, I don't want love. Me neither. I'm gonna rethink this whole backup series. If love makes you give up corn dogs and mustard, cracker jacks and tutti frutti custard, if love makes you give up onion rings, I don't want love, don't want it. If love makes you give up pizza night, mashed potatoes, it just ain't right. If love makes you give up all those things, no, 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 not me. Well, my baby's awful skinny and he don't like me, and he can't stand breakfast in bed. As for me, I say, where's my seat? 'Cause it's time that mama was fed. Love makes you give up saute and pate, wah, things that have your flamme. If love makes you give up buffalo wings, no, I don't want love, no. Kathy, has your husband ever dared to ask you not to eat something?
Oh, please, Sue, are you kidding me? No way. How about your husband?
He strangely tries to get me to eat all these nasty, slimy Japanese things. I don't know. Maybe he likes a little meat on his one. Gregory, have you ever asked Renee not to eat something? She's here, be careful.
No.
I suspected that would be his answer. Ladies, one last question. Sex or chocolate?
Chocolate. Sex.
Oh. You don't want love.
You're not giving up the chocolate, and I'm not giving up my mashed potatoes.
You know what? You know what that not that current was referring to? That was the night of the name that I will never say's inauguration. So I went up that night and had to not make anything political. So I don't do that on stage, but also bring up the room.
Yes, to lift the spirits.
So when I said not that current, that's what the audience. That's where the audience was. So
we've got another surprise clip here we're going to share with everybody, and you knocked that one out of the park, my friend. And here's some more treats for you. Enjoy. with wonderful Sue Matsuki doing her thing.
This next one was interesting. I've known this song since I was a kid. I mean, there was a lot of Johnny Mathis played in our house. Love Johnny Mathis, but when I started working on this, the journey and the connection and the song. Well, I do care about that. Evidently, I really respect lyrics. But I was having a hard time finding the song because I wasn't sure if it was desperate or passionate. I have decided that it is simply desperately passionate. Love me, say you do. Let me fly away with you, for our love is like the wind, and wild is the wind. Give me more than one caress, satisfy this hungriness, for our love is like your heart, and wild is the wind. You touch me, I hear the sound of mandolins. You kiss me, and with your kiss my world begins. You're spring to me, all things to me, your life itself. Like a leaf clings to a tree, oh my darling, cling to me, for we're creatures of the wind, and wild is the wind. Wild is my love for you.
Bravo, bravo. Really beautiful, really touching. When you were performing that, what's flowing through you? I would imagine, and I
Well,
can almost guarantee you're all in. You're soaking it all up. You're transported to another time and place, aren't you?
yes, when we teach that your subtext is yours, and it kind of doesn't matter what your subtext is as long as it's filtering through you and through Bobby and through Joan and through whoever else is listening through their stuff. It could be a romance, it could be a loss, it could be
Yeah.
whatever. So for me to get on stage and tell you this is what you should think, I think does a disservice to the song and to the live moment. And then when you add that arco bass by Tom Hubbard, oh my God. When I get on stage and Gregory's playing like that and Tom is giving me that, I sometimes go to places that whatever my subtext was is out the window. I go to wherever that music is taking me. Subtext is great, and the last thing said to you and all the acting exercises we do are great when you're kind of like coming into a show and you've had a road rage incident and now you can go to your subtext and still deliver. But that night, I'll be honest with you, that night, my husband and I had just gotten through his 7th year all clear on his cancer. And when I said it's desperately passionate, I started singing that song at a time when we weren't sure what his prognosis was going to be. So for someone to say that it's desperate that I say, cling to me like like a leaf clings to a tree. Oh, my darling, cling to me. Or when I wake up, my day begins. It's because I lived through the little thought in the back of my head that what if, when we were going through that, we promised each other we weren't going to worry until there was a time that we had to actually worry, because it's wasted energy. But for that little moment, and you let yourself go there, and 37 years we're together. I mean, I heard stories where people who've been married for 50, 60 years, like the partner passes right after one of them goes, because they just don't know how to live without each other.
Without
And
them.
it's
Yeah,
not desperate.
that's so true.
It's not desperate. It's what it is in my house,
Yeah.
So that night, I remember that's where I went. And I don't know why to this day. I mean, that was like 2.5 years ago that I actually did that performance. So, but listening to it, I said, oh, that I remember where I was. And I made a mistake on the lyric, but it doesn't matter. As long as you stay where you are in your story and you stay there, the audience is very forgiving. And most of them, unless they know the song like the back of their hand, of course, they wouldn't even know that you made a mistake. But when people then go or make then they know, okay, something happened.
When you point it out, right.
And then you've pulled them out of the moment, you've
Right.
completely pulled them out of the moment. So,
right. It's best not to, I've been always tasked with situations like that on live television, live radio, live stage, whatever it is, where there's all kinds of crazy things going on that are not supposed to be happening, slip ups, things falling, things breaking, whatever it is. And really the key is to smooth it all out and make it look like it was supposed to happen, not necessarily shine a light on it and dwell on it, because they may already be in a mood. They may already be soaked up with whatever it is that you're presenting and offering. And now that's sort of thrown it off.
Yeah,
a lot of people do that. A lot of people, they just totally rewrite the whole thing. And a lot of people do point it out like, oh, and it's best. I think the key, I find it thrilling. That's why I love live television, live radio, live this and the other, because anything can happen. You're out there, on a high wire, and you got to make magic, and you got to keep it flowing and keep it going. And that's adrenaline. That's in the zone. And for me, I'm constantly in the zone, even though I look so calm, cool, collected, and casual.
And you are, darling, you are.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Fellow Swede.
Yeah, you're very calm.
Very calm. You got to have levity too. That's the Irish.
I'm very
part of me,
funny. Ask
levity.
anyone.
You got to have that levity. I'm always looking for ways to make people smile and look for the line and, an observer of life, but you got to make the best of situations as they're happening, and that's where the true test comes in. Is when something is thrown at you and you have to make something of it, and not just when you're in these public eye, roles that you and I are in, but in life, when life throws something at you, how you respond, how you react makes all the difference in the world. And if anything about last year and continuing into this year has taught us, that's really a big message, right? It's how we react.
For sure. It's funny, in that same show, and I don't know if you have this clip queued up, but I'm just going to mention it. We did a song called Happy Hour Girl. And I was like, I thought it was kind of like, oh, this poor girl, happy hour girl. And this, she's just making all these bad choices. But when I got to the chorus, and the backup girls were singing with me, when we started singing it, the audience thought it was a joke. And you can see on the tape, you can see my face go from, oh, and I just pretended like that's what I meant.
That's exactly how we had it planned.
But you can actually see on my face that little light bulb, like, okay, that's how they're taking this. That's what we're doing, and it just changed, and it became hysterical. And now it's one of my favorite songs to sing. As a matter of fact, that's the number we're going to do at Susie Mosher's on the 27th with my backup girl, Katie, who's on right now, Katie Nyhauser, and Maria Corsaro and Ann Tallman. So they're going to be my backup girls.
Yeah, that's cool. Good to, and Katie has been commenting as well, which is really, really nice. Want to acknowledge Ann in Southern California. She's doing our super chat super sticker. Thank you very much, Ann. We appreciate that. She's one of our regular Lovity viewers. She's always here. And Cool stuff. And a matter of fact, we do have that clip. Guess what? We work magic
no.
around here.
Did you really?
With a
Oh, I
setup,
love that clip.
with such a fantastic setup like that, you pitch the ball to me, and now I got to hit it out of the park. So
it's a fun tune.
Here we go. Get ready and look for those parts that she's telling you about.
Yeah, watch the face. Watch the face of the chorus.
Here we go.
But we're getting a lot of use out of you tonight, Mr. Hubbard. It's always better with bass, isn't it? Oh, one more time, baby boy. Click clack, click clack, high heels on the trolley track. Rain and wind blowing, but she's hell bent on showing. People on the street all know her name, and they don't like where she's headed. She's got a certain kind of fame. Well, evening starts early, but she always stays late. She'll get less and less choosy about who will be her date. Hey Joe, hey Leo, they're her best friends tonight. Buy me a few beers, you know I'll treat you right. They call her Happy Hour Girl, yeah. Happy Hour Girl, yeah. Happy Hour Girl, yeah. She's trying to get happy tonight. I know you love this, Lori. Jukebox playing one of them old-time songs. Some rhythm and blues from days far gone. Ella and Louie do it with such taste and glamour, and those stars that fell on Alabama. Well, his eyes are steel blue, his skin is tough as leather. He wears an Indian tattoo in bright scarlet letters. She's got her hand on his shoulder, he's got his hand on her thigh. Talking about jokes and nothing, the time clicking by. They call her Happy Hour Girl, yeah. Happy Hour Girl, yeah. Happy Hour Girl, yeah. She's trying to get happy tonight. Now, girls, she's leaning up against Gino. That man's got a bad reputation. He's bad. She knows the danger of the whole situation. Might be a bad decision, but it won't be her first. She probably had better, and she certainly had worse. Now she's lost her favorite earring. Her blouse has got a stain. Oh no. She forgot to eat her dinner outside. It's pouring rain. Ripped up stockings and too much lipstick on. She stumbles out of the bar at the first crack of dawn. They call her Happy Hour Girl, yeah. Happy Hour Girl, yeah. Happy Hour Girl, yeah. She's trying to get happy, trying to get happy, trying to get happy tonight.
The facial expression.
I just went with the comedy after that.
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's what you have to do. I mean, you know, and that's what makes it exciting sometimes. You know what I mean? That's when it is, it's extra special when you have things thrown at you that you don't expect, right?
True. I'm noticing that some people are having YouTube things. You know, there's a lot of storms coming into different areas. I bet you that's having some effect because
Yeah,
I know that.
I guess there's wacky weather everywhere.
It's wacky weather everywhere. Yeah. I hope everybody stays safe, though.
Stay safe, everybody. Tornadoes in Canada. We're hearing all kinds of crazy stuff as the But no climate change, huh?
No,
This is
no.
not at all, huh? The tornadoes and
Yes,
earthquakes and
no.
hurricanes and fires and floods aren't larger than usual.
90-degree heat in December.
Ah, and that's just in Alaska. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
No.
you guys will be able to see everything too in full, because everything is being recorded in full as well. Austin Field is saying another excellent show, and Kathleen Walker in New York City is saying beautiful voice as she
Thank you,
watches
guys.
there in the city. We've got another clip here we're going to share with you guys. Yeah, pulling out
You
all the
do your
stops.
homework, mister.
We do our homework. Yes, everybody gets full entertainment for the price of admission, which is just by subscribing and showing up. All right, here's another clip, and we'll come back with the incredible Sue right after this. Enjoy.
This next one was interesting. I've known this song since I was a kid. I mean, there was a lot of Johnny Mathis played in our house. Love Johnny Mathis, but when I
We played that one, didn't
I was
we?
going to say you did that one already.
That's the encore. That's the encore. Here's another one.
Will you please tell me what? You're gonna be my baby. I'm a person, mama, and you never will regret it. And if anyone he tells you can tell them that I said it. The only thing I know is that I never can forget you. I've been longing for you, baby, ever since the day I met you. I got you where I want you, and I'm never gonna let you get away from me. Hear what I tell you, I'm the girl for you, so you better start to face it. If you ever lose my love and you know you can't replace it, I'm asking you now to do some turtle doving, cause I'm hotter for you, baby, that's hotter than an oven. I'm asking you for a little bit of loving, baby, hold me tight. Hear what I say, I want you. I want you too. I want you to be what? I want you to be my baby. Will you? Timing is everything. Will you please? Will you please tell? Will you please tell me what? You're gonna be my baby. Listen to your mama and you never will regret it. And if anybody asks, you can tell them that I said it. I only want to know that I'll never ever forget you. I've been longing for you, baby, ever since the day I met you. I got you where I want you, and I'm never gonna let you slip away from me. Hear what I tell you. One more time. I want you. I want you too. I want you to be what? I want you to be my baby.
That was
that
amazing.
the night of that show, right in the corner to my left, right underneath the backup girls, was the great Marilyn May. It's the first time I've worked with her in studios. I've taken classes, but she never saw me do a whole show. And she was going to direct my next show. And I said, Marilyn, if you're going to direct me, you need to see where I am in order to know where you can take me. And so she was sitting right there. So I was a nervous wreck that whole show. But her friend Helen, who goes to all the shows with her, she's they've been together a long, long time, is her right-hand person and everything. And Helen said, and she had a back trouble that night, and she said, I've been to a lot of these shows with Marilyn, and she said, I would sit for another half an hour for you. Now, whatever Marilyn was going to say was great, but this woman that gets dragged to all these shows, that meant a lot to me. Marilyn would be polite, but Helen didn't have to be there. So it was a fun night.
God bless her, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Congratulations too on all the awards. I mean, that have come. You're a multi-award winning singer and songwriter. And I know one of the most cherished really is that 2020 Bistro Award for Outstanding Jazz Collaboration, celebrating 25th year of working with Gregory, getting the poster up on the Wall of Fame. What was that like for you?
Well, I'm not actually really big on awards. I think they're necessary for your portfolio and they matter more out of town, as all of us New Yorkers know, when trying to book theaters outside and everything. But the bistros are different. The bistros are chosen by reviewers, so that it's a big deal to get a bistro. But to get my first one for the collaboration of a 25-year relationship at that time that I had with this extraordinary talent and man, Gregory, who I owe so much to in my own personal growth as a singer, as a human being. He's a dear friend of mine, meant the world to me. And then to be able to perform on that stage and to share that moment with him, he would have been there regardless if I had one just on my own, but to share that moment with him meant a lot to me. And we had our guys, we had two of our other players, Skip Ward and David Silliman, on the gig with us. And that was a very, very, very special night for me. And then, you know, the acknowledgement at Mama's of putting the poster up meant a lot too, because Karen Mason and Helen Baldessari and, you know, all the people who've played that room for 25 years, 30 years were up there. And I'm right next to Billy Porter.
Wow.
So I was
what a great spot, huh?
I know. I was hugging somebody outside the room, and Jackie Draper, my friend Jackie Draper, I was hugging her, and I looked around her shoulder, and my poster was right there. And Sydney didn't tell me. They just put it up the night of that show, and I almost burst into tears. It was so cool.
What are some other moments in your career that really stand out for you, Sue?
Well, believe it or not, I did 5 seasons at the Metropolitan Opera. Now, I wasn't a singer. I was a what they called a supernumerary or a diva double. So I didn't just do super work. I got to do like this diva double work because I looked like this Russian girl from a opera singer. So they used to dress me up like her because she had a quick entrance the next scene. So I had to be up in the tower, that type of thing. And I got to scream off Jane England and Ben Heppner in the middle of Tristan und Isolde. I was up in the tower as Brigena, and I got to do this blood-curdling scream to warn them that, you know, her husband was coming and better get out of the garden. That was pretty extraordinary because to see as a singer who's not going to sing that music, I'm not an opera singer, but just to see if your voice translates with no mic in the Metropolitan Opera was so exciting. I was like,
amazing.
Yeah, that was a good scream. and then the other one was the first gig I did. There was Moses and Aaron, and I was one of 6 voiceless voices of God. It's a Schoenberg piece, and then we had to mimic every time God spoke. We had to act as if we were channeled by God, and we owed our mouths, and the pit singers would sing the line. And it's contractually done that way. So the family thought we were so legitimately singing it that they got upset. And we were like, no, it's the pit singers. We're just really good at what we're doing here. But I remembered walking out my very first time on the Metropolitan Opera stage, and I looked up and I told myself, take this in. Take this in. This might be the only time this happens. I was looking out at the Metropolitan Opera from the stage. And of course, you know, 5 seasons later, I had done it a couple times, but those really stand out as remarkable moments there, because how many people get to say they did that? Yeah. And I got to do Carnegie Hall, Weill Hall with KT Sullivan invited me one time to do one of her programs there. So I have that credit too. You know?
That's amazing, right?
Touch me, I'm so fancy.
Well, you are with the lights and the colors and all around you. Absolutely.
They change. Look at I can change colors. Oh, it's awesome. And they blink and they stay off. I'm having the best time with this thing. My little mini cabaret room.
Did you just arrive from coming off that ship with Richard Branson?
No, I would have been a little seasick or a little, you know, motion sick from that. Yeah. Motion sick from that. G-force. I don't think G-force would work on me, or maybe it would. I don't know. What do you think? Who needs a facelift? Just go on in there. Yeah.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz. Like the dogs that stick their face out of the windows and everything.
Yes. That's funny. You also want to perform something live for us as well, too, right, Sue?
Sure. If you'd like me to, I can.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know how things are going on the other end of this, but we can give it a shot. This is a cool tune written by Oh God, I forgot his name. How could I forget his name? Anyway, I'll remember by the end of the song.
That's it.
I can't believe I forgot his name.
You'll text
come
me
back
at
to me.
2:30 in the
I
morning.
will. I'll text everybody. I'll do it in the straight. Someone's going to write what it is, and I'm going to feel like such a jerk. But when you're live, you're like, you get nervous anyway.
Well, we know it's not Smith, Anderson, or Jones.
It's not. It's not. I would remember that, and I would remember Irving Berlin or Cole Porter, but it's not them anyway. And anyway, it's a more contemporary writer, and someone's going to write who it is. I know they are. Here we go.
Sure. Post away. Yeah. Here we go. Here's Suki.
No cares for me. I'm happy as I can be. I learned to love and to live. Devil may care. No blues or woes. Whatever comes, later goes. That's why I take and I give. Devil may care. When the day is through, I suffer no regrets. I know that he who frets loses the night. For only a fool feels he can hold back the dawn. He who is wise never tries to revise what's past and gone. Live, love today, let go tomorrow, what may. Don't even stop for a sigh. It doesn't help when you cry. That's why I'll live and I'll die. Devil may care. Ba ba da ba da ba da da do ba 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 do 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 ba. When the day is through, I suffer no regrets. I know that he who frets loses the night. For only a fool feels he can hold back the dawn. He who is wise never tries to revise what's past and gone. Live, love today, tomorrow, come what may. Don't even stop for a sigh. It doesn't help when you cry. That's why I'll live and I'll die. A devil may care, devil may care, devil may ba ba da ba da ba da da do ba do ba ba da ba da ba do ba.
That's amazing.
Okay, who wrote that, people?
Time to chime in, gang.
Chime in. I'll send a free CD to whoever looks it up and puts it up here.
That's it. Get it in there. Yeah, she's got it all ready to go. Bernie says that was beautiful, and Bobby says, "What a great show this is, Jim. Sue keeps getting more and more fabulous every year. I'm thrilled to be here with you. We are always thrilled to have you here, Bobby. Our wonderful friend Bobby Horowitz. Anne in Jacksonville, Florida says awesome. And Katie, claps, claps, claps. Kathleen in New York, claps, claps, claps. Jane with us in Sweden, claps, claps, claps. And again, Bernie said that was beautiful. You were saying something with Bernie?
No, Bernie's my Cabaret husband because he's Asian. So since my husband rarely comes to a show, everybody just assumes like Bernie, people have walked up to Bernie and said, she's so good. You must be so proud of your wife. And Bernie's like, yeah, I am, I guess.
Bobby goes,
I call him my Cabaret husband.
Your Cabaret husband. Suki for all of us. Or Saki.
Saki.
Matsuki
Saki for all.
Saki for all. We had some stuff with you too, but it cleared up. The weather is fine in Manhattan. So good. Bobby is okay. Good where she is with the weather and everything, which is awesome. You have something else you want to share with us too, right? There's another tune.
Oh, if you want, I mean, you know, I'll never say no. I didn't have anything queued up, but hey, let's do this.
I'd like to rewind so you could see your face when you that was like,
yeah, sure, I have something.
It was like, well, if you want.
You really want me to sing again? Oh, you want blues or a ballad? What do you want? Blues or ballad, y'all?
Let's see. Good question. Good. What are you feeling? What's in your heart right now? What do you feel?
Let's do the blues. Let's give you some blues. We'll do some blues. We'll do some Swedish blues.
Speaking of which, in Sweden, Jane says, "Love this," and all her
good.
emojis are in blue and black. So there you go.
My people are from Skara. That's where my folks come from, Skara. Yeah.
And ours are Gutenberg. Yeah.
There you go. I think my original maiden name was originally Trasselstuen. And they cut it off like everybody else when they came here. All right, so let me give you a little blues. This is called the Frim Fram song.
Bobby says the rhythm is amazing.
This one is for Bobby. I sang this at Bobby's birthday. I don't want French fried potatoes, red ripe tomatoes. I'm never satisfied. I want the Frim Fram sauce with the arsene with a little chou-falfa on the side. I don't want pork chops or bacon. They don't awaken my appetite inside. I want the Frim Fram sauce with the arsene with some chou-falfa on the side. You know, a girl, she's really got to eat. And you know, she should eat right. 5 will get you 10. I'm gonna feed myself right tonight. I don't want fish cakes or rye bread. Ugh, you heard what I said. Waiter, please. I want mine fried. I want the Frim Fram sauce with the arsene with some chou-falfa on the side. Potatoes, tomatoes, I'm never satisfied. You know, it's almost 9:30. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm a little hungry. With some chou-falfa on the side. Chops and bacon, they don't awaken that appetite you get deep down inside. Anyone else out there hungry, or is it just me? With some chou-falfa on the side. You know, a girl, she's really got to eat. And you know, she should eat right. A 5 will get you 10. I'm gonna feed myself right tonight. I don't want fish cakes or rye bread. You heard what I said. Waiter, please. I want mine fried. I want the Frim Fram sauce with the awesome with some chou-falfa on the side. Tomatoes, potatoes, I'm never satisfied. The chops and bacon, they don't awaken that appetite you get deep down inside. Fish cakes and rye bread make my thighs spread. And you know, baby, I've got my pride. I want the Frim Fram sauce with the awesome with some chou-falfa, with chou-falfa on the side. Please, sir, may I have more?
I'm just amazed how you play the piano while using your hands while you're singing.
And I don't even have to look.
Are you playing the piano with your feet? You are multi-talented.
That would be the wonderful Gregory Torian.
That would be. He's inside that little phone.
Live on track.
He's in there. That's amazing. Beautiful job. You knocked it out of the park. Your voice is fantastic. You know, we've been talking about your talent, your voice and everything, but I do have to tell you that several of the ladies have been commenting about your hair, and they absolutely love your hair. The cut, the color, the style has been
I got to go back and read everything.
I was going to say, in the archives at Jitmaster TV. Yeah, they've been commenting a lot about, you know, obviously your talent, your singing, all of it, but the hair is also rivaling the voice tonight.
Thank you, girls. Listen, during COVID, I decided to stop dying and I just went and became a silver fox. I figured, I said to my husband, does it bother you? And he's like, yeah, because that picture you put up there with my blonde hair, Jim, thank you very much. 10 years ago. Thanks a lot. And then it's me. But I just
There we go.
how's that? Is that better? Yeah. Oh yeah. That was just last year. So that's kind of with my salt and pepper, but yeah, gals, I just let it go and I'm happy with it because it's, as we get older, our hair gets less healthy from all the dyeing and, curling irons and everything. So I just let it go and I keep it short. And I had a little girl in my neighborhood, a little Polish girl that cuts my hair for $20 and ta-da. If you're in Greenpoint, I'll hook you up.
Yeah. You were saying almost 9:30 and hungry. Well, that's because that's the New York way. You haven't eaten yet at 9:30.
Well, you never eat before you sing because, you never know what's going to happen.
Now, if you were back home in Waterbury, you would have eaten at 4:30 and you're
4:30
going to bed in about 20 minutes.
Well, I do have my pajamas on from the waist down, so I'm all ready for that. No, I'm just kidding.
On this show, you
never know.
You never know. I mean, if that's the case, I might have shorts on as well. Who knows, right? Theater of the mind is what it is. Juanita in South Africa, clear. She's got claps and she's got catchy tune. And Jane says, wonderful, Sue. What a voice.
Jane, you've been so awesome throughout. I've seen a couple of your things pop up. Thank you. And thank you for all your support of what Jim does as well.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Jane is. They all are. All these
lovely
viewers.
They're
here every day. They're here every day, and more just discover our show, and it's just word of mouth. Everybody.
Well, I know all my friends who've tuned in tonight will make you something that they tune into often now. I'm sure of it. So, and I do have a couple people I want to refer to you. So.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you. David says fabulous. Bobby says the rhythm is amazing, and this is great. I love all these terrific comments. So you mentioned things that are coming up, which is very exciting. What are some of those blessings and joys in your life, Sue, that keep you wanting to create? And you've done it 35 years plus, like you say, and you could easily be resting on the laurels of all the hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, just all of it. But it's in you. It's in your DNA. It's not that you just want to do this. You have to do this. This is...
Well, that's exactly it. If you said to me, Jim, why do you sing? It's exactly what you just said, because I have to. And I think most singers, when asked that question, will say, if we don't, part of us is gone. Part of us goes. And honestly, I can sing at a convalescent home as long as I'm singing. I can sing in church. I have this wave I'm riding with Cabaret and coming back from COVID, and I'm going to ride it for as long as people will have me and come to keep coming to see me, and hopefully for me to keep supporting them and their art too. But when that stops, and if the numbers dwindle in the rooms or whatever happens, I'll just go sing in a convalescent home. I'll just go back to church. It's just something I have to do. Yeah. Where it is, why it is always to communicate and to share something with people. The lights go down. And like I said, it's not about, like I told you that story before about where I was in that song. It's not about any of my subtext. It's about where I hopefully take them, make them feel, make them laugh, make them cry, make them, I always say at the beginning of the show, we're going to try to make this the best 60 minutes of your day. Unless, of course, you just got engaged, then I can't compete with that. That's the joke.
That might make it a whole other. That is funny. So it's obviously it's reflective of who you are as a person, which is a very beautiful thing. If you weren't doing this, Sue, what else would you be doing?
With finding out that I like to teach, I don't know what I would have been teaching. Maybe I did teach dance when I was younger. I mean, I was with Missy Lane's dance studio. I taught when I was like 13 to 18. And so I think I probably would have been a teacher. I just don't know what I would have been teaching, but that seems to be, I love to produce. I love to put on big shows and all that, but that's a lot of work. But teaching doesn't feel like work. Like I have to prep for my 3 classes next week, and it's going to be a joyous weekend because I get to challenge those minds, It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. What is it like in the classroom? What is a class with Sue like? What's your approach?
Well,
And
it's David Sabella and me, and David Gaines is our musical director. So we do these round robins. When someone's learning a song, someone is working with David on the monologue. We have them write out their lyrics with no punctuation, and he does the acting monologue. And then they come to me for lyric interpretation, where we put the commas in, we emphasize the action words. I show them and lead them in how they can sing it differently. And then they go and they work with David Gaines on the actual arrangement. And then David and I work together to work with the lyric and the arrangement combining. And then David Sabella works on the technical vocal aspect, because that's his area. So it's a really all encompassing everything class. You get a little bit of everything. And then next Thursday, it's just going to be a video class where I'm going to cover crafting a show, how to produce, the art of self-promotion, and the business part of it, because it is an academic class from an academic book, and Fordham requires that it have that component. So it's not just singing, but yeah, it's been, and this is the first class we're doing like this for a university. So we're learning as we go along, and there's 8 kids in the class. So it's a small class, and they're teaching us every single day. And their voices are spectacular. I mean, I was afraid to sing to them. I was like, they all sang their first dance, like, that was so lovely. And then after class, I'm looking at I'm not singing in front of them. They were all so good.
And some of them already know what they want to do? They already have their sets?
Most of them are Broadway bound, but there's one girl, I call her little girl, because of course they're all little girls to me. And there's one gentleman, one young man. She is going into the entertainment business. Now, get this. She's not a singer. She doesn't want to be a singer. She has a beautiful voice. She's taking the class just so that if she becomes an agent or a talent rep or something, she understands what the artist has gone through, the nerves, the process.
Yes.
And I've said, she's impressed me. I mean, more so than her voice, which is beautiful. She's impressed me just for wanting to do that, to prep herself for her career and an understanding of what this business is, So, good for her. And then there was one young girl that came in. We've only had 6 classes. It's 2 weeks, three classes a week. And a young woman that came in on the first class sang unbelievably today with only 2 sessions of actual vocal work. And she's just, the class is bonded, so they're free to make mistakes within the group and with each other, and that's opened them up to really exploring. And so the group is very special too. I think this is a very special group of kids. So I think you'll see them on Broadway. I think you will. That
is very exciting, huh?
Yeah.
That is really, really exciting. Bobby goes, "Oh,
Bob
my Jim,
Duro!
I moved that you mentioned me." Oh, Bobby, always.
Katie, you already have my CD, but it was Bob Duro who wrote Devil May Care. Yay, Katie.
Now I get to take her out for an ice cream instead.
Well, she's singing backup for me at Susie. I'll buy you a cocktail. How's that?
There you go. Hey.
After we sing, though.
And and after we sing, that makes a big difference. No milk products either.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I will always love that story. My cabaret wife. That's from Bernie.
I love Bernie.
You really love this, don't you? You're having the time of your life, and none of it. One of the keys that we were talking about on the show is we always, any of these roles that we're all in is to make it all look easy, look at effortless, smooth, and so, because when people come or when they buy the music or whatever it is they do to consume the product, they want to be swept away, and then they also want to take the music. And the originator of the music may have a certain intention, but then the consumer of it sort of takes it and makes it their own, and it relates it to their own life, their own experience. You've had all these different journeys, all these different collaborations, all these different opportunities and experiences. Mm-hmm. And it's a very rich experience as it continues too. And it's definitely, you're meant to do this, aren't you? That you're having the time of your life.
I am. And, my husband's not big on compliments. He's a quiet, stoic man. And every day I come home and I'm just filled with joy and I'm completely tired. And he said to me the other day, he said, you've paid your dues for this long. It's really nice that this wave is happening for you right now. And I can see how happy it's making you, So yeah, I am. I'm having the time of my life. And people like you and Tim and Tim and Richard, who've done these interviews with me over the past couple months to kind of get the word out for the book. What you do is appreciated by me and by all of us, because to have an evening like this is very special, Jim. And I'm really grateful to you, and thank you for having me. I had a blast, and I loved meeting your people. I hope you all tune in sometimes and come see a show if you're ever in town for Pangea or West Bank. And sumatsuki.com, everything's on there, dates, everything's on there. And it's, you know.
And you can see the spelling right there in the font right underneath her name, the Matsuki. You know, I think we've merged a couple of worlds here too. The Lovities with the Matsukis.
with the sweet Suzettes.
With the sweet Suzettes. It's always
that's
good
what,
when
that's what I call my backup girls, my sweet Suzettes.
What is on the Sue bucket list? I mean, you've done so much, and you've had and you've been recognized for it, and rightfully so. And kudos to you for all, because you're bringing such joy and blessing in your music, and you're teaching others, you're paying it forward, you're mentoring young minds. You know, as much as you're out there fulfilling your heart and soul and what you want to do and connecting with people through your music, you're also guiding and showing others along the way how they can do that too. And I think it's absolutely a beautiful thing to be able to do both. I love doing that as well. And inspiring others, it's one of the greatest things you can do in life, isn't it?
I think so. I really do. Bucket list things. I mean, I sang at Birdland once. I did a show at Birdland with my friend Joan, and we had the great bassist Jay Leonard and Ted Firth playing with us upstairs in the big room. So I have that credit, but my Gregory and my band, that's my bucket list thing. I want to go back to Birdland, and I want to do a gig with them, because I want to share that experience with them. And Jim Cruz and I are talking about booking me there possibly in January or something, but everybody right now is just trying to rebook all the people that got canceled for COVID, 54 Below, Green Room, Birdland. Everyone's trying to give those people their dates back, and also get all the residency shows back up. So I just have to get in line and wait until it happens. But that would be like my next bucket list. That's what I'd really like to do. And not just for me, but just to have that experience with my boys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. David Nigel Lloyd, who is with us, he's a legend as well. I always love to listen to workers in song, as Leonard Cohen put it, which is so true. Discuss their work, art, especially when such a different approach than his. That's beautiful. And he did that.
But there's so many. Yeah, I mean, the jazz approach is different from the cabaret approach. It's different from everything. And I like learning other people's approaches as well. You know, it's just all what gets you there and what gets you to do this kind of exchange of communication and exchange of art and love. So that's where I am with it.
Would you write another book? Would you be involved in another book now that you got a taste of doing this particular one?
I think I'm going to write the book, I Honeymooned in the Amazon Jungle. Wouldn't you buy that book?
I would. Absolutely. Yeah. How would you start it? What would be the first line?
Being in a canoe in the pitch black where you can't see your hand in front of your face, and hearing things snap and bang into your canoe. That's how the book would start.
Yeah, but didn't you have that on stage in the very beginning, in the smoky room, and things, noises and things breaking out?
Yeah, but there weren't piranhas snapping at my boat. No. So the Amazon is much more interesting. No, I am working on, like I said, a workbook to go along with So You Want to Sing Cabaret. That's just sheets that you can make copies of to then use to kind of put shows together and whatever. But I don't know. I'm open to anything. My goodness, you know, whatever comes my way, I'm gonna attack it with joy and love, like I do everything else. So
yes, you do. The book is available at Amazon.
Yes, it is.
So for somebody that would be getting that book, who is the book designed for? Obviously somebody that wants to sing cabaret, but I'm sure there's a lot more in it than just the title.
There is. I mean, it was commissioned by NATS, the National Association of Teachers of Singers. So it's an academic book, and it's published by Rowman and Littlefield. So this is the biggest book in their series. It's 448 pages. And while So You Want to Sing didn't know what cabaret was, so they gave us a little extra time and space and a bigger book to kind of explain what the genre is. But it goes to, this is also very exciting, it goes to teachers of music across the country and, God willing, across the world, who are looking for, they're in Iowa. They don't have Broadway to go to from, New Jersey to audition for a show, but they have talented kids there. This gives them the option of creating a show within this genre that highlights these beautifully talented kids under this gigantic umbrella of anything goes. So some of the chapters are how-to, some of the chapters are business, which again, they've never, Roman and Littlefield never covered the business part of these genres in these books. There's a section in here on mic technique. There's a technical section in here on voice. And then there's a lot of amazing interviews. I did an interview with 4 musical directors, and David did an interview with 4 directors to get their different perspectives on how they approach working within shows. I have a tribute to my beloved Julie Wilson up front and some personal stories about her. And then everyone who's anyone, well, that's not true, because there could be 400 more people that could be in this book that are names that should be in this book. But it was 400 pages already, so we had to go with the people who were leading the associations and friends that would come in and do these interviews. So there's a lot of really helpful interviews. And I found that, I did half of them, David did half of them. And I found that the thread through all of them was that you are the only you. So whatever you do on stage, it's uniquely you. And that is, in essence, the special light of Cabaret. You don't have to be a type. I can be, a 200-pound woman and sing an ingenue song if that's what my voice was, right. Because what I look like doesn't matter in relation to my talent. And that's unique to Cabaret, because everything else you go for, and I'm not 200 pounds. I just threw that out there. Don't want anybody to think I gained all the weight back. Because I lost about 70 pounds. I don't want to think anybody gained it all back.
Don't get tomorrow's New York Post in case you're in it with that announcement.
I know.
Yeah, she's retracting that, folks.
Matsuki's big again.
Yeah.
And you can only see me from the neck up, so you never know. But I'm just saying that, you know what I mean? You don't have to be, you don't have to be the dashing leading man. You could be a petite man and have a big baritone voice, and you're uniquely you on a Cabaret stage. So that's another part of this particular business that I really, really am so proud of, and I'm so happy that I'm a part of.
David says, if life is a cabaret, this book would be an essential purchase. Just saying, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think someone in here calls it the Bible of the Bible of the business. So I forgot which reviewer said that, but that was good.
That's fantastic. I mean,
it's as big as the Bible. So
Bobby says, go Sue, go Jim Masters. Thank you very much, Bobby. And David, I think, said something really terrific. What do you say? Oh, David, thank you. Beautiful show, Jim and Sue. And thank you. Thank you as well. And Kathleen in New York City says, I've never heard anyone sing about tomatoes and potatoes so beautifully.
Yeah, it was kind of a food-themed night, wasn't it? With that earlier song about Don't Want Love. Lots of potatoes and tomatoes in tonight's program.
That's right. And on Monday night next week, she'll be performing at your local Stop and Shop. That same song
in the produce department.
In the produce department.
Hey, if somebody asked, I'd do it.
While juggling the oranges, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes.
Anything for applause. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way of my people.
That is how about venues? A lot of venues that you've had an opportunity to perform at. Are there some dream locations, dream venues, and also duets, collaborations that you would really dream about and love to participate in?
I had the honor of singing with the remarkable Marcus Simeone way back in the day, and now he's really fancy now, so he doesn't have time for me. But I'd love to collaborate again with Marcus, because Marcus has an extraordinary voice and he can make a turnip sound good, I swear to God. But I had the honor of performing with David Mayoko as Liberace. I would do that again in a nanosecond, because that was just fun. That was fun. I was backstage cracking up the whole time. I almost forgot I had to go out and sing because I was just having such a good time. Anyone who wants to book me to bring a show to them, I do this. I bring the show called the New York Experience, and I get a bunch of my friends, and whatever your venue or theater wants, we'll bring it to you. You want a Gals Who Make Me Want to Sing song show? You want girls singing boy songs, boys singing girl songs? Whatever you want, we'll bring to you. You can actually hire me to put a show together and bring New York City A+ talent to your venue. And that's the kind of shows I like to produce, because then I get to play with my friends, you know.
Exactly.
So you want to do a gig up in Connecticut? I know this place, you know.
I know this place.
Yeah. So I love to do that. Winter Rhythms is coming up. I work at Urban Stages, which is a black box theater down on 30th and between 8th and 7th. And every year we do 20 shows with over 200 people, 2 shows a night for about 2 weeks, for like 20 days. And it's incredibly hard. It's a whirlwind. I help co-produce that and curate talent for that. Last year we did it virtual. So last year we had 5 shows and we focused all original songwriters because we had to deal with copyright issues.
Yes.
You know, I'm as a songwriter myself, I wouldn't want to take anybody's copyright and, you know, use material without paying for it. So we invited some of our beautiful original songwriters, Meg Flather, Gretchen Reinhagen, Tracy Stark, you know, Steve C. We had all these great songwriters that come and they did shows of their music. So it was a double-edged thing for me. I got to showcase my friends. We got to do it virtually safely, COVID safe. We had people coming in and out to tape, and then we made it look really sexy, and they were live to tape. So, you know, you get lemons, you make lemonade, you know, and COVID was a bunch of big bag of lemons for all of us. So I made as much lemonade as I could.
And Meg Flather, amazing. She was a guest on our show, and Tracy Stark as well.
Yeah.
We had a hoot of a time with Tracy. All great people, right?
They are
A chance
delicious.
to work with. And you know who else is actually, we now have David's Mind Racing, and he's excited about that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is David's area? David, what is he jazz?
Fabulous. Well, he's a real music historian, if I ever heard of one. He and his lovely wife Gita, Lloyd, were on, and she's a brilliant artist herself.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Drawing
You've got that stream. You've got StreamYard, so it's opposite. So
you're that sounds like a song. You've got that, you know.
I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so you were saying his beautiful wife and he.
Gita, yeah, they're just brilliant people. That episode you can actually see.
I'm going to go back and watch it.
Yes, just about a
sure.
week ago, and
I'm going to write your name down, David.
Yes, David Nigel Lloyd, and they're terrific. See that episode in. I won't even mention it too. I'll just tell everybody, watch the episode, and you'll get a much more clearer understanding. And we had a wonderful time with both David and Gita. They're beautiful people. And
I want to know why his mind is racing. So I'm going to go watch that tomorrow. Yes.
Well, somebody else's mind is racing as well. George Burns is with us.
Hi, George.
God is here. Remember when he played God?
I do.
So he's there, and he's
got. You can almost smell the cigar. You can almost smell the cigar.
Look what David is saying here.
Oh my goodness, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's him.
Acid folk. Oh, we got to get Christine Christine Lavin on this too.
Yes, absolutely.
I love me some Christine Lavin.
She's fantastic. Yeah, very, very deep. Check that episode out. Well, you watched the show anyway.
I will for sure.
So the website again is basically yourname.com, right?
SueMatsuki.com. Yep. And I've got clips, and I've got all the shows I produce. Everything's there. All the bells and whistles are there. I just cleaned it up, actually. I'm waiting for my new logo to make it really, really pretty. But other than that, yeah, we're ready to go.
So while everybody was during pandemic cleaning their closets, you were cleaning up the website?
I was branding myself. I was cleaning up my brand. I was marketing and cleaning up my brand, and I took a couple classes and learned a lot. So yeah, it was a big learning curve. COVID was horrible, but there was a different blessing for me throughout it by, like I said,
time to breathe, time to, reconnect, reboot, absolutely disconnect and then reconnect, coming out of the gates with a different perspective, right? Because I keep saying, I hope we come out of this more empathetic, loving, compassionate, kinder, respectful. And, I tend to be somebody who likes to bring people together. I'm not extreme in either direction.
No, not you.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
Not
Just
you.
a unifier. We had Jimmy Roberts on, who's amazing, of course, wonderful composer and pianist. And one of his friends posted, I think, on social media after watching the episode that Jimmy was on, and she said something that I thought was kind of cool. She said, "Boy, that Jim Masters, you and Jim and Jimmy were fantastic together. That Jim is like a Mr. Rogers for grown-ups." Never heard that before, but I'll take it, right?
Well, I've
take it.
had a wonderful time in your neighborhood, so there you go.
In Lovity Land, right? Lovity
Right.
Land.
Lovity Land is beautiful.
Thank you very much. And you've just enhanced it with your wonderful personality and talent and so much more. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had and that you enjoyed
really
the time
did.
with me.
I did very much, Jim. Thank you.
It was
Thank
a
you.
real pleasure. Now, as I say to all the guests, go stretch those legs. Did you really not have dinner yet?
Who, me?
Who,
Or
me?
them?
You.
Yeah. I had a snack, but no,
you're saying for your supper. I mean, you've earned it.
Sing for your supper and you'll get breakfast.
Now they want to know. I'm surprised I didn't ask what shampoo you use. I mean, we had Clea Blackhurst on, and it was hilarious because her internet kept going out. This was, I think, it was about a year ago. Last summer. And she was in her apartment, and COVID was rampant, and she was having a lot of Wi-Fi issues. So the bottom line is everything was fantastic. We had so much fun and all, but she ended up, in order to keep going and keep everything going, she ended up having to go downstairs and finish the appearance on the show in her laundry room because she got better Wi-Fi in the laundry room. So she had the basket of laundry, and then the viewers started asking, do you use the fabric softener or do you use the sheets, the dryer sheets type thing? And then she actually gets them. She says, here, I use this and I use this. And it became a whole domestic episode of our series, which was cool. Again, you just run with it. She's in the laundry room in the basement. The Wi-Fi was better and she was sharing the detergents.
Why not? Maybe she got a sponsorship from it,
I said we should have had a sponsorship from Cheer or All or something. So the folks are going to want to know, what are you going to have for supper then?
Oh, I don't know. I think we have some leftover Japanese food. I might just heat that up. There's always leftover Japanese food in my house. It's because my husband's Japanese. Duh. A little yakitori, maybe a little heated up yakitori.
Oh, that sounds really good. Juanita in South Africa says this was great. We'll go back and check anything that she missed. Thank you, Sue, for spending time with us and sharing your beautiful music. And let's see, Alessandra, she says that she had a good time. Everybody did. All these great, fabulous viewers around the world. And again, gang, you can see this again in our archives on our YouTube channel in full.
Yeah, in case anything's spotted out. Yeah.
And if you saw us in triplicate or whatever, thank you so much. This is Alessandra in North Carolina. Thank you so much, Sue. Sue, thanks again. This was really beautiful.
Thank you, Jim.
We will continue to spread the word about you, and I hope we get a chance to get together, break bread in person. That would be beautiful, and we will keep the porch light on for you and welcome you back and spread the word about our show. We would love that too.
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. It was fun to spend the evening with you.
The pleasure was all ours. Have a good night, Sue. Be well. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye now. Sue Matsuki live from New York City on the Jim Masters Show live. If you guys missed anything, just rewind in our YouTube archives on Jim Masters TV. Alessandra says, welcome to our lovely family. Yes, she's welcoming Sue as well. Again, you can go to her website to see all of the fantastic material that she has, the book as well. And again, truly a delight. You got a lot of music tonight and lots of great conversation. And hopefully the weather is wherever you're watching. A lot of wacky weather, I guess, out there as well. And Jane says thank you to Sue as well. You guys are terrific. Hey, I want to let you know that coming up this Saturday, David Osmond is coming on the show. Yes, you know him from the Osmond family. He's a brilliant singer and songwriter himself. He's in a new group, and we are very excited. David Osman is the son of Alan Osman and the nephew of Donnie and Marie Osmond, and he's going to be with us live this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Coming up on Sunday, a very special show live from Ireland. Wonderful Irish soprano, Mairead Healy, is going to be with us, and she is all excited. That's going to be a special earlier time because it's going to be live and direct from Ireland, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. GMT. For those over in Europe, in Scotland, England, Ireland, you'll get a chance to hear her perform all kinds of music. She's going to perform live and so much more. Hey, Joyce Bulifant was with us last night. If you missed that episode, we had a great time with Joyce. It was a real hoot. Ethan Slater, SpongeBob SquarePants on Broadway, he was with us recently. Marion Ross from Happy Days was with us. The Pointer Sisters were with us. Judy Norton from the Waltons. And we have so many more people coming up. We are booked with guests all the way through into August. Truly amazing. This Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series has really bowled me over and exceeded my expectations as we do this live 7 days a week. Gang, don't forget to smile. We always say that. Try to put a smile on your face. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to find, levity wherever you can. We always say that, and share the levity. And also, talked a little bit about the ocean. Find your Zen place. Mine is with loving family and friends. That's always numero uno. And then, of course, I'm a cyclist. I'm a swimmer. I love music, writing. I also love gardening, multitude of things. But the ocean really speaks to me, and you got to drag me out of it. Swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it, walking it, floating in it. Just put me near the ocean, which we are here near the ocean. And I grew up near the ocean here in the Northeastern United States. Love it. My work in television, radio, stage, and film, same thing. That is a Zen place for me as well. Find your Zen place. Savor it, soak it up, and share that energy with the world. The Jim Master Show Live, again, is here on YouTube for you just about 7 days a week, over 420 episodes thus far. It's really incredible. If you missed an episode or like to see this again, you can see it 24/7, 365 on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. That's that little bell icon next to the yellow tab that says subscribe, so you never miss any of our fabulous live episodes. Plus, we do surprise pop-up shows.